I know they look really fearsome, but if you can get from villain number 1 through villain number 10, then you will win $25,000 in cash. Yes, sir.
All
now,
right.
how much time will you have? 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned so far. Now, between charging and blocking, you won $1,120, which means you're going to have 11 seconds added to your basic 60 seconds for a total of 71 seconds to beat the villain.
All right.
And now here's how you run the Gauntlet of Villains. I am going to read a blooper, and then 2 seconds later, the villain will show the correct answer right there in the old tally belly. If you beat our villain to the answer, you move on to the next villain and so on. You got it?
Got it.
But if the villain beats you to the answer, then you have to stay with him for as many bloopers as it takes to beat that villain. If you can get through all 10 villains before time runs out, you will win $25,000 in hard cold cash.
Okay.
All right, now you take your position and I will take mine. All right, Kenneth, you have 71 seconds on the clock, the gauntlet, and the clock will begin with the first bell. Ben Franklin wrote Poor Richard's Maniac.
Almanac.
On 8 is Enough, the father is played by Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Patten.
The post office improved their delivery service by introducing the zip gun.
Zip code.
Oil paints are made by mixing oil with vinegar.
No, pastels. I don't know.
The Hawaiian Islands were discovered by Captain Hook.
Cook.
One of America's favorite spirituals are Swing Low, Sweet Harriet.
Sweet Chariot.
Sodium chloride is the chemical name for common table manners.
Salt.
For many years, Bob Keeshan has starred on Captain Goolagon.
Captain Kangaroo.
When making an arrest, the policeman states, you have the right to remain violent.
Silence.
At Trafalgar, Horatio Nelson said, England expects every man to do his homework. On Star Trek, Mr. Spock came from the planet Vatican.
Vulcan.
Susan Ford recently married a Secret Service station
Agent.
And is it? You make it look so easy.
It's not.
What a bright chap.
Pigment.
Ken Freehill. Pigment is
Pigment.
it. Yes, he finally came up with the one answer that he missed. All right. You had $1,120 playing our game, and you went through all 10 villains. Gives you another $25,000 for a grand total of $26,120 for Ken Freehill. Oh, superb.
Thank you.
Well, we'll let them have their say while they can. It's now or never. Well, that's true enough. Just think, within the next 2 minutes, you're going to be $25,000 richer. That's the way you got to think.
That's true.
All right, now let's figure out how much time you have. 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned in the last game. So, between charging and blocking, hey, you won $820, which means you have 8 seconds added to the basic 60 for a total of 68 seconds to beat those villains. And you can do it. Get on your mark. 68 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. The person who carries around another person's golf clubs is called a lackey.
Caddy.
After the reception, the bride and groom leave on their Looney Tunes.
Honeymoon.
When jumping from planes, paratroopers traditionally yell, "Way!"
Geronimo.
The first day of spring is called the Vernal Lisi.
Equinox.
Perhaps one of India's greatest monuments is the Taj Mahal.
Mahal.
The major livestock raised in Australia is kangaroos.
Cattle.
The letters IQ stand for Intelligence Quiz.
Quotient.
Shirley Booth starred in William Minge's play Come Back, Little Richard.
Sheba.
In the circus, Jumbo is often the name for a large Pepsi.
Elephant.
The 2 letters excluded from the telephone dial are Z and O.
X.
Lily Tomlin's Edith Ann ends up her gossip by saying, and that's the pits.
That's the truth.
The Blue Daniel Waltz was written by Johann Woodward.
Strauss.
On his 5th and final time he did it, he has a grand total of $29,980. Congratulations. That's great. I know you'll use it wisely and happily. Let's see what these brigands have to say today, Randy. What say ye, brigands? Burp. Uh-oh. That's what he's going to say when he gets from 1 right through 10, number 10 villain. You're going to walk away with $25,000 in cash. Now, step right back over that way. We're going to figure out how much time you have, okay? All right, you get 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned in playing our game. So between charging and blocking, you won, get this, $1,190, which means you have 11 seconds added to the basic 60 seconds for a total of 71 seconds to beat those villains. Randy, you're going to do it, aren't you?
Every intention of doing so.
Of course you are. Now, you take your position and I'll take mine. You have 71 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. Honeymooners flock to Canada to kiss in the spray of Niagara starch.
False.
Gillette patented the first safety razor that came with interchangeable beards.
Blades.
In the film Sabrina, Humphrey Bogart and William Holden compete for the daughter of the Shogun.
Rich.
The George Bernard Shaw play about suffering is Heartbreak Hotel.
Of psoriasis.
The Snuffleupagus is a large elephant-like animal which can only be seen by big drunks.
Bird.
The device used to weave a rug is called a Persian.
A loom.
Pots and pans are treated with Teflon to keep food from cooking.
Sticking.
It's Maxwell Smart who says, sorry about that, creep.
Cheap.
A big hit for singer Frankie Lane was Mule Face.
Train.
Mia Farrow shocked the world when she married Andre Gromyko.
Prison.
The scientific name for the group of creatures who nurse their young is mommies.
Mammals.
A screwdriver is a drink made of vodka and orange screws. You only had 2 misses all the way along the line. Step back there. Let's see. Look at this. It says, we went easy. Ha, ha, ha. He says, having digested all 10, $25,000 for Randy Amasha. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You got your winnings plus the $25,000 for a grand total, $26,190. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Here are the villains. And well, let's see what they have to say today. What do you got, gang? Gobble, gobble. You know, yes, they are mean. But believe me, they can be vanquished. From 1 through 10, if you do that, just trip right on through all 10 of them, you'll walk away with $25,000 in cash. You ready?
Sure.
Well, let's find out how much time you have, because that's what it depends upon. You have 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned in the game. So between charging and blocking, you won $970. So that's 9 seconds out of the basic 60 seconds for a total of 69 seconds. That's terrific. Let's go get those caterwaulers. You ready?
Ready.
You take your mark and I'll take mine. 69 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. It is said that she who hesitates is slow.
Lost.
Ernest Hemingway's nickname was Mama.
Papa.
Frank Sinatra tries to rob a luxury liner in the movie Assault on a Pepper.
Queen.
Tennis star Elena Stasi has earned the nickname Nutsy.
Nasty.
Siegfried Marcel Proust was known for his novel Swan's Song.
Swan's Way.
In her comedy routines, Phyllis Diller scathingly refers to her husband as fungus.
Bang.
In Australia, you'll find the great Sandy Koufax.
Desert.
Funny Girl is a musical based on the story of Fanny Hill.
Right.
George Kennedy played a husky ex-policeman priest in the TV series Barge.
Blue Knight.
Before you can buy a house, you have to have a large down jacket.
Payment.
To make sure they get the exact Christmas gift they want, kids write directly to Sears.
Santa Claus.
Do with that kind of money?
Oh, I think I'll find something.
You'll find something? Step over there and let's see what they say. In pennies.
I'll take it any way you want to give it to me.
And Hawthorne, $25,000. Added to your previous winnings of $970, you get $25,970. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Very happy for you. We'll be right back. Don't go away. guys. You ought to have them intimidated. Let's see what they have to say today. They say, easy mark. You can take
No
that.
way.
How tall are you, Andy?
6'5".
6'5"? Just
Last time I checked.
gallop right on through them. From 1 through 10, and you win $25,000. That's all there is to it. Let's find out how much time you have. You have 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned in playing the game. So between charging and blocking, you won $1,010. So that means you get 10 seconds added to the basic 60 for a total of 70 seconds to beat those villains. It looks good for you, Andy. Let's do it.
So.
You get on your mark and I'll get on mine. You have 70 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. The famous team who explored the uninhabited Northwest was Lewis and Martin.
Clark.
In order to reduce glare from the sun, Edwin Land invented blindfolds.
Polaroid.
The official language of Panama is Canalese.
Spanish.
The promiscuous Sue Ann Nevins on the Mary Tyler Moore Show was played by Betty Ford.
Betty White.
A Florentine sculptor is one that is made of spinach.
I don't know.
According to the old adage, children should be seen and not absurd.
Heard.
T.H. White was the author of The Once and Future Shock.
King.
The Walton family dog is named Slobber.
I have no idea.
The singing group with lead singer Mike Love is called the Beach Bum.
The Beach Boys.
The nursery rhyme goes, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a club.
Tub.
Tony Google's horse Sparkplug is always seen wearing a truss.
I have no idea.
The capital of Washington is W.
Salem.
Batman is referred to as the Caped Cod.
Crusader.
Of the 3 singing chipmunks, the mischievous one is named Nixon.
Alvin.
Do you believe it? Holy cow! Andy Shriver, $26,010 in total he has won. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
And they say, and we say, we'll see you in a minute. Don't go away. See, they're ruthless kittens. Let's see what they have to say today. What do you have to say, fellas? It says we're on the ropes. So there you have it. That's your invitation to just waltz right on through them from 1 through 10 and walk out of this studio with $25,000 in cash. You could use it, couldn't you,
Yes,
Gwendolyn?
I could. I could.
All right.
Believe me.
Let us now figure up how much time you have. You get 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned in playing the game. So between charging and blocking, you won $1,100, which means you have 11 seconds added to your 60 seconds to beat the villains for $25,000. You got them on the ropes? Let's go, Gwendolyn. Get on your mark. I'll get on mine. 71 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. In 1965, U.S. Marines tried to stop the fighting in the troubled Dominican monastery.
Republic.
The book that made novelist Charlotte Bronte famous was entitled Jane Fonda.
Jane Eyre.
The state insect of New Jersey is the cockroach.
Ant.
Dr. Welby's assistant was Dr. Kildare.
Kylie.
Fleet Street is a London street now synonymous with English taffy.
Toffee.
A Groucho played Otis B. Driftwood in A Night at the Seashore.
Opera.
In the comics, after a 35-year courtship, Basil St. John finally married Brenda Morgenstern.
Brenda Starr.
Les Brown's orchestra is called the Band of Unknowns.
Renown.
Marlon Brando showed the violence of motorcyclists in his 1954 film The Wild Moped.
The Wild Bunch.
The McDonaldland character who loves milkshakes is called Pimples.
Ronald McDonald.
Philip Roth wrote Goodbye, Sucker.
Columbus.
Queensland and Tasmania are both states of mind.
Australia.
In cowboy parlance, a mean, unbroken horse is a brute.
Bronco.
Tommy Lasorda manages the baseball team known as the Los Angeles Smoggers. can't say another word. Step over there. Just a look. Look at this. There, a guy. You caught them when they were weak. Any idea? No, I mean in seconds here. She had 30 seconds left? Couldn't be. One second. 1 second is all she had left. She has a grand total. Listen to this, Gwendolyn. $26,100. You're welcome. We're going to take a breather. Come right back. There they are. See, up close, they look like turkeys, don't they?
Oh, my eye.
Let's see what the turkeys say today. The last mile.
I hope so.
Don't worry about the mile. Just worry about the distance from villain number 1 through villain number 10. And if you travel that little space, you'll walk out with $25,000. Let's find out how much time you have. You got 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned in playing the game. So between charging and blocking, you earned $680, which means you're going to have 6 seconds added to the basic 60 seconds for a total of 66 seconds to beat those villains. And you're going to do it, Sharon. Good luck to you. You get on your mark. I'll get on mine. All right, 66 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. Sometimes you can get rid of halitosis by brushing your hair.
Teeth.
2 singers are a duet, 3's a crowd.
Trio.
Al Smith was nicknamed the Happy Humphrey.
Warrior.
The sheriff's badge was usually in the shape of a Tin Woodsman.
Star.
A famous Massachusetts churchman of the 18th century was Cotton Undies.
Mather.
The opera Hansel and Gretel was written by Engelbert Parks.
Humperdinck.
Alabama is nicknamed the Heart of Artichokes.
Celery.
Tap dancing eventually grew out of the Irish potato.
Jig.
Scarlett O'Hara was in love with Ashley Montague.
Wilt.
Somerset Maugham wrote the book Cakes and Cookies.
Ale.
The monetary unit of Saudi Arabia is the petrodollar.
The Rupa, right, Rita.
The most populated island in the Hawaiian chain is Ohio.
Oahu.
You did Look over there. Look at this. I didn't want everyone to see what they said. Lend me 5, they said. Sharon, congratulations. She's all lend them 5, 10, whatever they want. Well, you won $25,000. You did it. Listen, you only used 12 bloopers. You went right sailing through there with seconds to burn. You have a grand total now of $25,680 for Sharon Clark. Congratulations, hon. Use it well. Much happiness to you. I do too. We'll be back. Man your battle stations. I'll go over and see what the dummies have to say today. All right, you cold-blooded nanu nanu. Well, I think that's good, isn't it? In Orkian language, nanu nanu means win, win, win. All you have to do, of course, just get from villain number 1 through villain number 10, and you'll go home with maybe not home, you go back out on the road with $25,000 in cash.
I'll go somewhere.
And you can do a lot of celebrating with that. So let's find out how much time you have. You get 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 you earned in playing the game. So between charging and blocking, you won $400, which means you're going to have 4 seconds added to the basic 60 seconds for a total of 64 seconds to beat those villains. PJ, let's do it. You get on your mark and I'll get on mine. 64 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. The DC-10 and the L-1011 are called Jumbo Jacks.
Jets.
Alan Arkin starred in the last of the Red Hot Tamales.
Mama.
Satan is also called the Prince of Players. One early cartoon hero was Felix the Unger.
Felix the cat.
The U.S. is divided into states. Canada is divided into mounties.
Provinces.
In 1970, TV's Monday Night Football made a star of Howard Hughes.
Cosell.
The alphabet song begins with the line, A, you're deplorable.
Hey, you're adorable.
The Greek mathematician Euclid is called the father of ukuleles. Uncle Vanya was written by Russian playwright Anton Chekhov.
Chekhov.
The book Tobacco Road was written by Erskine specialist.
Caldwell.
The man who guarded the stagecoach was said to be riding side saddle.
Shotgun.
Ivanhoe was written by Sir Walter Raleigh.
Scott.
Norway is sometimes called the land of the midnight sin.
Done.
Seven or eight.
Oh, I cannot believe this! My God!
Hey, the gal did it!
Oh, hey, they got did it!
All of the kids, your two grandchildren, and all their friends all out across America now saying, hey, PJ, good show.
Whoa, Travis, of course, don't get
She was still ready to go. She had no idea. I don't think that you were up to the 10th villain when you actually gave the answer. She was ready to just go right off the stage and keep on answering. Go on. Well, isn't that terrific?
Oh, yes.
What are you going to do with $25,000?
I'm going to spend it.
You going to have a good time with it?
Yes.
You going to celebrate?
I'm going to do everything I can think of.
Well, your kids back here in Oklahoma City and your grandchildren all know about it. And being a traveling sales lady and also knowing you, I'm sure you have friends all across America.
Oh, yes, and
And
they're
so-
all looking.
I know they are. They're all going to expect a celebration when you hit their town.
Oh, yeah.
PJ Townsend, ladies and gentlemen, grand total $28,580. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just
I could not have done it without you.
Oh, you're beautiful. All right. We'll be back to be two new contestants after a bit. I'm going to go over here and see these disgraceful denizens or whatever they are. What do you say, guys? Palms sweaty? Mine are. I don't know about yours.
Definitely.
All right. Well, now all you have to do, Hugh, is get from villain number 1 through villain number 10. Walk out of here with $25,000 in cash. It's just
Sounds
that
great.
simple. So let's figure out how much time you have. You get 60 seconds plus 1 second for each $100 that you earned in playing the game. So between charging and blocking, you won $520. So
Right.
that added to, you get 5 seconds added to the basic 60 seconds for a total of 65 seconds
Terrific.
to beat those denizens. Let's do it. You get on your mark and I'll get on mine. Okay, 65 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. In 776 BC, the Greeks had the first Olympic pools.
Games.
One of the largest publishers in the U.S. is Random Choice.
Random house.
In Peanuts, Lucy charges 10 cents for advice when she poses as the neighborhood lawyer.
Psychiatrist.
Disney's movie The Love Bug is about a cricket.
About a VW.
The last Dutch governor of the former New Netherlands was Peter Tulips.
Stuyvesant.
On TV's MASH, the character Walter O'Reilly is nicknamed Snooks.
Hawkeye.
The only U.S. president who was impeached was Andrew Hardy.
Johnson.
The name of Captain Kirk's spaceship on Star Trek is Trekker.
Enterprise.
The name of the chemical, abbreviated PU, is Skunkum.
Skunk.
A large series of underground caves in the U.S. is Carlsbad Boy.
Caverns.
Dr. Brown and Dr. Pepper are known for making house calls.
Soft drinks.
Leo G. Carroll starred in The Man from Glad.
The man for, I don't know.
In cartoons, Bugs Bunny is constantly pursued by Elmer Mudd.
Elmer Fudd.
What?
Not get it.
What?
Yes.
No, we did not.
All right. I'm sorry you did not get it. Our sound effects went out, but evidently the time expired before you gave your last answer. So I'm sorry about that. And it says here, hip, hip, hooray. No, see, the sound effects can go bad once in a while. However, up in the booth, they keep an accurate time clock, and so your time had expired. But you came very, very close. You did get through 9, I believe. That earns for you $900. Added to your previous winnings brings you up to $1,420. And that was close. And you may have another chance because you can take on another challenger and maybe get back up here. You job well done. We'll be right back. Don't you go away. This is our current champ, Hugh, I want to tell you something. During the last commercial break, our judges looked at the tape. They replayed the tape, the end of the Gauntlet of Villains, and they said to me, that since you actually gave your answer, Elmer Fudd, before the Time's Up signal hit, you earned $25,000. $25,000 for Hugh Seeger. $25,420. $20. Put it there.